Hello, everyone. This is Anthony Johnson. Guilty as charged. Parent construction. Part 2. Well, we last talked about parents helping kids be kids, teaching them what it takes in order for them to grow out of adolescenthood to becoming an adult. Parents understanding that they're not supposed to be friends with that child. They're supposed to teach them, as it says, train a child in the way they may go. I think a lot of times we get confused as parents and we just kind of let our kids be on autopilot. And I call myself and anybody else guilty. We can't let our kids be on autopilot no more in this day and time. The new wave kids, for some strange reason, seem to just want to do everything that we didn't get an opportunity to do as kids when we were growing up, because our parents was on top of us in everything that we did. When it came time to going to school, we had to go to school at a certain time. When we picked out our clothes to wear to school, my mother ensured that all those clothes were picked out for the week, and she would iron them on Sundays. And when it came time to go to school that following Monday, everything was laid out the night before. So the preparation just in going to school was better than what parents are doing with the kids now. We're not preparing them, teaching them to prepare themselves well prior to going to school. I'm out at the pickleball field just kind of having a little fun and sitting there talking at the same time. But I do understand, with me being a military guy, my kids got an opportunity to see things in a completely different manner. The military rules and regulations are pretty strict and strenuous, and kids didn't get an opportunity to just do what they choose to do, because everything that the parent was governed by on the military installation, their kids were governed by the rules also. So it made it a little challenging for kids to kind of do what they wanted to do. So the directions that me as a soldier was given throughout my military career, those teachings and tools I gave to my kids along the way. And I have two girls, Tony and Tamika, that got to go through some pretty intense teaching on what it had taken for them to become young ladies in today's society. My oldest is 45 and my youngest daughter is 40. And I tell you, they're two different people, but their rules and their values are all on the same path. My wife and I both at the time were pretty strict parents, and we made sure we tracked everything that they did back then, and I think that made the difference in what they do now versus the kids of today. And I call the kids of today the new wave kids. It just seemed like they have a different thought process. They mental abilities is completely different than what we had when we were growing up. I think my parents taught us how to survive in any environment, no matter what that environment may be. Taught us to be able to talk with anybody, no matter what culture or what race or what gender that person was. So it gave us a pretty large area of versatility, which makes it really good, because I'm versatile even in my job now as a behaviorist. I'm versatile. I can talk with any kid in getting them to function and function well. I still say guilty, because more parents should be willing to be an intricate role model into their kid's life, to where the kid is functioning the way you want that kid to function and not functioning in the way of the world. A lot of time as a behaviorist, I talk with kids that they don't like their parents for whatever reason or another, which is crazy. So I don't really deal with that much at all. But when we sit in the office and go through their little counseling session, I tell them,
looks like we're gonna have a little shortfall tonight.
Kids got to follow the rules and regulations of their household, not the rules and regulations of the world. Guilty as charged. Well, this is it for today. I'll get back on tomorrow, and we'll go with guilty as charged, parent construction, from Master Sergeant Anthony D. Johnson, U.S. Army retired behavior interventionist. Thanks a lot, and bye-bye.